against Patrick Slagle. Jesse Vazquez will come out first, fighting out of the red corner, weighing in at 212 pounds. Fighting out of Urban Boxing Navy Yard, trained by Kelly McGrath and Sherwitt Witherington. 34 years old, 5'9", and he is a lawyer. So I'm sure there's a few folks in this crowd would love to take a shot at punching out a lawyer, Joe.
Absolutely. I don't want to punch either of these guys. I trained out of Urban Boxing as well, and I'll plug those guys. I think they're the best of the best, and I think we're in for a great bout tonight.
Tip of the cap to Jesse Vazquez, who raised over $17,000 for this charity.
He's fighting out of the red corner. He weighed in at 212 pounds. Fighting out of Urban Boxing Navy Yard, trained by Kelly McGrath and Sherwitt Witherington. Please welcome Jesse Vazquez.
All right, Jesse Vazquez officially coming down the aisle. Yeah, both these guys are what you might call heavyweights, even though Jesse is rather light compared to his opponent. We'll get to him in a second.
So Larry, all the fighters tonight are registered with USA Boxing. These are amateur fighters, but fully registered with USA Boxing. We're adhering to a sanctioned bout. 8 pounds is the spread. This is about as large a spread as you can have, and I think that's interesting. And important to note at home, everybody has to commit to that weight class ahead of time.
Joe, folks watching the stream might not realize how hard it is to do this at this stage of someone's life. Let's listen to the video. Got Patrick Slagle coming up next. Patrick is in commercial real estate, and tip of the hat to him. He generated over $12,000 for the Haymakers for Hope charity.
Fantastic.
And that's just outstanding. And wait till you hear some of the totals that we're going to address a little bit later. A lot of money coming to this charity tonight. Actually, it's not.
Please welcome, fighting out of the blue corner. He weighed in at 220 pounds. Fighting out of Urban Boxing, Foggy Bottom, and trained by Arturo Reyes. Here is Patrick Crop Duster Slagle. This fight sponsored by silver sponsor Bill and Patricia Cruz, Colliers and Aegis Law Groups. Bronze sponsor Winchester Community Mental Health Center Incorporated and Team 305. And now, give the instructions after introductions, referee Eric Irizarry.
All right, you received instructions in the locker room. Obey my commands at all times and protect yourself at all times.
In this amateur fight, you've got 3 2-minute rounds, so the referee is going to be probably more involved than you might see in a professional fight.
Absolutely, and all these men and women that are brave enough to get in the ring tonight, just remember, they're amateurs, and footwork is important. The referees are highly alert to turning your back, not protecting yourself. Don't be afraid if fights get ended early tonight because of those kinds of things.
Vazquez, the short of the two, he's wearing the red top. Slagle is in the blue, the tall of the two, and you see he's almost got a European style with that hand out there, the left arm out, pounding away with the right.
He's bringing it and busy with the jab, which I like.
Big overhand by Vazquez, just off the mark. And again, these are quick rounds, 2-minute rounds, so you got to get your work in quickly. And the nerves these guys must have faced, just the first fight of this, first time they've ever been in the ring. That saps your energy, Joe.
That 5, 10, 15 seconds in, there's a lot that can happen. And that was a big right by Vazquez.
Wow. Just ducking out of the way with Slagle.
Yeah, you have to fight the urge to open up too early. And just remember, this is 3 rounds, and while they may be 2 minutes, that feels like an eternity for the average guy.
Absolutely.
Oh,
Minute
great
in.
right hand there by Slagle.
And Vazquez has Slagle up against the ropes. And again, you know, your gas tank's going to come into play with all the energy the nerves take out of you.
I had a couple friends fighting tonight, and you know, one piece of advice I shared was, don't underestimate the adrenaline. It can zap you more than having lack of cardio. And you know, if I could bottle up the feeling of being in that ring, Larry, God, I'd love to keep that in your back pocket for a rainy day.
This fight has kind of settled in here after the early onslaught. And you can see Vazquez has pretty good defense, got that left hand high. Not sure he can punch, though. Slagle, the taller of the two, has got a little leverage on that right.
Well, Slagle may be the bigger of the two men. I like the way Vazquez has kind of controlled the fight from the perspective of reach. He's fighting exactly where he wants to be. He's longer than he looks.
Joe, I forgot to I want to get a prediction from you before each fight. And we're a little into it now, but it's a close fight. And there's a clap for the end of round one. Who'd you think was going to win this one before it started?
Well, I think the first 15 to 20 seconds were won by Slagle. But I think Vazquez came back, and I think that the last minute 30 of that 2-minute round were pretty tight.
Slagle came in there at the end, too, and kind of won the last 10 seconds of that round, too.
I always like to look, Larry, when it comes to these kinds of fights. I like to see the body language. So Slagle hasn't even sat down. Guy's absolutely wired.
Yeah, I know. He's standing between rounds.
And Vazquez is not a knock by any means. You know, catching his breath and getting ready to go for round two. I'm not quite sure that either one is the best strategy. You know, you can. There's a lot of mental warfare that occurs in a boxing match, and posture, body language. I'd like to see how Slagle looks going into round three. But I admire the fact the guy's no interest in taking a seat. He just wants to go.
No, he's standing. I mean, George Foreman, a lot of fighters do that. I don't know if that's the smartest idea, though.
No, I agree. I will say this is, the eyes are a powerful tool here. And, don't underestimate, they may be on opposite corners right now, but it's not as far as you think. And a lot of fights are won and lost in between rounds.
No question. And, Vazquez might be looking, why isn't the guy sitting down right now?
Exactly.
That could be his attitude. So here we go, round two again. 3 2-minute rounds. Pretty close round
I
one.
look for Slagle to jump really early here, Larry, based on body language.
Who'd you give round one to?
Slagle.
Okay. And that headgear got twisted with that punch, so the referee's going to reload him. Again, these are like Olympic fights. Vazquez coming out, trying to close that gap a little bit.
I'd like to see Slagle keep that right hand a little close to the chin there.
Yeah.
In the first round, he did an amazing job. I actually thought that he was a better defensive fighter in the first round. That hand's dropping a little bit. Keep it up. You never know when that left hook can come out of nowhere.
Vazquez not punching very often. There's an overhand right off the side of Slagle's head. So I'm not sure that's even a scoring blow. And a warning from the referee for hitting him behind the head. A lot of sportsmanship being shown in this first fight, obviously. Here for the right reasons. That right hand almost just whizzed past the nose of Vazquez.
Yeah, Vazquez has a tendency to drop after that first jab, and he knows that Slagle's looking for the big right, but the right's coming high. And I'd like to see him get to the body a little bit. I think in amateur boxing, there's a tendency to really target that cinder block, that head.
Yep.
And you forget you got a tree trunk underneath it, and there's a lot more real estate to find down there. No pun intended with Slagle. But yeah, keep that punch low, and don't be afraid to hunt the body as less than the head.
Like Vazquez getting on the inside here in the closing 30 seconds of round two, trying to get inside that reach. The left hand of Slagle is really ineffective. Not much on that jab, but his right has some power.
Absolutely. He's using his jab to try to set up a defensive move from Slagle so that when his hand drops, he's able to land that right hook. And that seems to be for Vazquez, that seems to be the really comfortable punch he's trying to get to.
And Vazquez is closing the gap here a little bit. I like him in round two. He's gotten close. There's an overhand right by Vazquez. Looks like he might have hurt his hand there as he shakes it out.
I got Vazquez too, Larry. I'm on the same page.
Might have hurt his shoulder or his arm there. As you see him right there, it's kind of loosening it up. Can't see it on camera. Now we can. That right shoulder for Vazquez, as a result of the punch that landed, you can see him kind of shaking it. Might be a shoulder injury.
Again.
There he is. You see it?
Absolutely. Again, Slagle.
Standing.
Yeah.
Don't know about that. Don't know about that.
One thing I will say from my training that I thought was interesting fighting at it, I fought at the same gym as both these guys and had the same trainers. We trained 5 to 7 3-minute rounds leading up, and that was our sparring nights. So fighting 3 2-minute rounds is a completely different animal, and we want the training to be harder than the actual fight itself. And these guys are prepared to go probably double the distance that they have to tonight. But once you get in the ring and the lights are on, there's 3,000
Can't discount the nerves, man.
Absolutely, exactly.
Just saps the energy. And we'll keep an eye on Vazquez as he still shakes out that right hand, that right arm, and it does look like it's damaged. And
Slagle looks like the fresher of the two fighters right now.
Yes, I think he's kind of rejuvenated. That standing during the between rounds there might have helped him.
Yeah. All gas, no brakes, as they would say.
That's exactly right. It's only 3 rounds. Come on. What do you got?
Open it up.
Don't save it for anything.
There is no tomorrow.
And Slagle moving forward. You can see Vazquez not doing what he did in round 2. That arm is bothering him.
Yeah, I like what I'm seeing out of Slagle right now. He's really bringing it's the shoulder. It's the shoulder for Vazquez.
It is.
The right shoulder. I think Slagle knows it, and he's bringing the fight. He's bringing the fight to him.
Yeah, Vazquez is hurt. The right was his effective punch in round 2. He's still nursing that arm, and it could be.
Yeah, don't be surprised here.
Okay, we got somebody coming up here to check on him.
Clock's still ticking, by the way, Larry. That's one thing about amateur bouts.
Running time.
Running time.
It's kind of like my kids' soccer games.
Exactly. In and out.
Yes. Let's end this as quick as possible. And now you can see he says he wants to continue.
He's ready to go.
He's got to continue, Joe.
He's got to go. He's got 50 seconds. He's got no tomorrow.
Come on.
Let's finish this thing the right way. Both these guys are warriors.
Let's just finish it up. Vazquez showing a lot of
Slagle
guts just being in there.
Busy with his jab. He's busy with his jab. I like to see that jab high and come in with the body low.
Well, left hand right off the schnoz of Slagle that time, but Vazquez's right is missing in action. He's hurt.
Yeah.
And
he's a warrior, though. No fear here.
No doubt about it. The bigger man imposing his will, controlling that real estate, if you will, in the ring.
That's a great hook. Great hook.
In commercial real estate, so that's what they do.
Yeah, I'm scoring this round heavily to Slagle, but between the two men, I'm not quite sure if in the second round Vazquez was to throw more punches. That being said, I think Slagle's hit ratio and number of punches landed.
Slagle's getting tired, man. He threw a back fist that time. That's not legal in boxing, Joe.
Absolutely not. I got in trouble for that myself, Larry.
Did you throw a backhand?
Yeah. It was one of those. It was a tornado
you weren't spinning.
punch.
You were spinning back fist.
Yeah.
It's not allowed, buddy.
We got a quick warning.
It's not allowed. Closing moments of this first fight, final round, and Patrick Slagle.
Really in the driver's seat.
Out of Irvin Boxing Gym in Foggy Bottom. Looks to be cruising right now. Closing seconds of the fight. Good one to open things up for us here at the Anthem in Southwest D.C.
I'm not sure the exact win ratio for Arturo Reyes, but I think it's pretty damn close to 85 or 90%. That guy knows how to produce winners.
So it's going to go to the judges, and we expect Patrick Slagle to win this one. And I think Mr. Vazquez might be going to see his orthopedic man tomorrow.
Yeah. He left it all out there, no fear.
He did, and that shoulder, he's going to have to get that checked out. But he showed a lot of guts to finish the fight despite the injury.
Absolutely. 8-pound difference.
Reach difference.
Absolutely. Did back down once, though.
Great atmosphere here at the Anthem. And again, a reminder, if you want to participate in the silent auction, text DC23 to 243-725. It'll all come up on your text. You'll see all the items there and some incredible things up for auction for the great cause, Haymakers for Hope, here at the Anthem in Southwest DC. And we await Henry Jones' announcing of the decision here. We expect Slagle to take home the victory.
Ladies and gentlemen, how about a well-deserved round of applause for both our ring warriors in our first bout this evening. And the winner comes to us out of the blue corner, Patrick Crop Duster Slagle.
No surprise there, partner.
Let's hear for Jesse
Now, what do you make of a
well.
nickname Crop Duster?
Well,
It's
based
also
on the,
been brought to my
the
attention in his
pounding
corner
that he gave in
tonight,
the third round
a
there.
five-time
He didn't miss an inch.
Australian
And,
Golden Glove champion
definitely got
Kelly
his money's worth, and I think it's pretty
McGrath.
fitting.